Hello, delegators. Welcome to another live stream with Titan Node, the number one place to delegate your stake. Today, we're going to be doing a live stream that I titled Making Livepeer Decentralized and so much more. So what do I mean by this? And let's just jump right in. Livepeer is supposed to be a decentralized place to do video streaming on the back end, whether it's an app you use or an online platform. Livepeer is this new way of distributing content that needs transcoding and content delivery and spread it across the world in a decentralized manner. And one of the topics that I think the Livepeer community and the developers have been pushing in the last couple weeks is how do we get more orchestrators performing well? And how do we get the stake moved into those high-performing orchestrators? So there was a great article posted by Doug and a bunch of other people, and the title was Getting LPT in the Hands of Performing Orchestrators. And LPT works in a couple of cool ways. It is a governance token, but it's also like a voting token for who you want the transcoding work to go to, right? So for every LPT delegated to an orchestrator, they have that much greater of a chance of getting more of the work that is on the network. So having stake in good, high-performing orchestrators overall helps the end customer, which is what this is all about. I mean, Jeff Bezos and Amazon famously said, we are obsessed with our customers, right? The end user. And so the way we get good services to the end user is by getting work to really high-performing orchestrators. And right now, there's actually quite a bit of LPT that's probably institutional that is currently in orchestrators who don't even transcode, right? So they have 1 or 2 million LPT, and yet their performance score on the leaderboard for performance is 0. So they're not doing any transcoding, yet they're taking potential work away from people that are transcoding, that have great scores. So a big shout out to Papa Bear, who is in the community for a while, has a great score, and sitting on about 144 LPT. So if you are interested in staking to someone, I want to give a big shout out to Papa Bear, who is the orchestrator Solar Farms. So Solar Farms is all about green energy, based out of Los Angeles or in California somewhere, where the orchestrator only uses green energy. So if you've got some LPT and you want to stake to something like that, I would go with someone like Solar Farms. But to continue on that, there are a couple ways that the community is going to try and get LPT in the hands of good orchestrators. So the first one was, I wanted to cover, there's about 3 of them, 3 ideas floating around in the community. The first one being performance on the website. So the UI that is used for the Livepeer Explorer, right now the performance is on its own separate tab. And unless you navigate there and look who's actually performing well, you might miss, who is doing work and not. So there's actually a proposal ahead where instead of listing the orchestrators in order of the amount of stake they have, so if you have 2 million stake, you're at the top, and if you're at 1 million, and then it goes down the list, because people tend to just look at the first 10 orchestrators maybe and just base their decision based on where everyone else is going. So rather, they want to maybe order them based on how well they do in performance. So maybe the person who has the best performing GPU and best performing service for the customer will be number 1. And that won't necessarily mean that they have the greatest stake, but it'll incentivize stake to go there. So that's one way of doing it. Doug put out a post outlining 4 other ways to do it. Like I said, visualizing the most active orchestrators, showcasing the benefits of delegating to active orchestrators, because otherwise you're kind of stuck where institution money or whales, if you will, are stuck delegating to unactive nodes, right? Scaling reward calls to be cheaper. So that's a problem with low staked orchestrators. Is the cost to call reward is too high. That's actually the topic for next week. Some really big news about layer 2 scaling solutions to get Livepeer much cheaper, which is like super cool, but that's for the next video, and some protocol updates. So those are some things that the team at Livepeer wanted to push. And then TitanNode on its own little front have been experimenting with just some ideas on how we could also jumpstart those new orchestrators that are entering the ecosystem. So I created a little forum. It's called the TitanNode Startup Grant. It's not live yet. It's still just in the workings. But what it is basically if you put out good performing orchestrator, if you're a good performing orchestrator, you are giving into the community, you're helping other people out, and you check off a bunch of items that help the entire ecosystem, then you can actually get some temporary stake from TitanNode, right? So 45 days worth of like a lump sum stake. And hopefully that will attract other delegators to come in. It will jumpstart your node into getting into that more active spot, right? So that's just kind of like something that we have been looking at, and possibly how that could positively affect people, because that is how TitanNode got started. There was a lump sum of capital put down, and then that attracted more capital, and then it just grew and grew over, I think, 90 days. We ended up getting 87,000 LPT staked within 3 months. So pretty cool. Although I will say, I do have a quick story to tell about that 87,000 stake. So we were looking at changing some fees, and the fees for transcoding, and so there's what's called a fee cut and a reward cut. Well, I went ahead and wanted to up the fee of the fee cut so that the ETH that comes in for transcoding work can pay for the cost of calling reward every day, because it was getting quite expensive. We had our fee cut and reward cut set to 0.0, so we weren't taking any money, but calling reward was about $90 a day, so we changed that. But I accidentally put the fee cut the reward cut instead of the fee cut, which takes LPT from our delegators. And within 12 hours, as I went to bed, I forgot about it. Within 12 hours, one of the whales that had staked to TitanNode with 40,000 LPT had left the node and went somewhere else because the fees were too high. And what was unfortunate is, at the end of the day, I changed the fee. Some of the people left. That's fine. That's how free market capitalism works. You move your stake based on you're chasing the lowest fees, the highest return. Totally okay. What was really unfortunate is that delegator moved to an orchestrator that wasn't even transcoding and already had over 900,000 stake. So now there's another 40,000 stake gone to just an empty node that's not contributing to the network, right? So there's a big push in the last couple of weeks on how do we fix this issue. Is it through like a DAO, a decentralized DAO where we can put out content and educate people? Is it through incentivizing things? There's lots of different ways. So in the end, that's just one of the things that we're pushing for. And I think the goal was to get the top 66 orchestrators on Livepeer transcoding and high performance. So that's the goal. And if you're watching this video, go ahead and delegate to a transcoder or an orchestrator that has a high performance score. That's where I would start, and then work your way backwards based on their fees. So, but other than that, I mean, things are going really well. The amount of work in the Livepeer ecosystem is set to reach all-time highs. We have a big spike of work coming in. Lots of fees are being paid out. TitanNode got paid out twice in 2 or 3 days, so that's really, really positive. So a lot of adoption coming in, and I think we're expected to see some all-time highs in transcoding work. So I just wanted to cover that, and yeah, it's just some of the latest news in the ecosystem and in the community. I do have some question and answer. So I have got about 8 questions here from the community that has asked. So I will go through them here. And I have a new way of doing this. I'm going to put them on the screen. So hopefully we can, you guys can see them while I read them and answer them. So let's get started with that. So the question is, the first one, where is the transcoding demand coming from? And this is from I can't say the name, but Mocha Shallow from Discord. Great question. Where's the transcoding work coming from? 95% of the transcoding work does come from the Livepeer.com API ingest servers. So Livepeer Inc. and Livepeer, the protocol, are actually 2 separate things. The company is based in the US, and they are jumpstarting. They built the protocol, and they are currently onboarding a lot of customers. But the protocol, which is the decentralized livepeer.org, that is the transcoding and orchestrators and the decentralized governance token that Livepeer is. And ideally, what the Livepeer Inc. company would do is build up the decentralized protocol big enough that it's self-sustaining, and then it gets its own customers under its own, Web3 applications. So a lot of the work comes from Livepeer.com APIs, and they know a lot more about the customers than we do, but and they don't give a lot away. But they got customers coming in, so that's great. The next question is, can I mine on an AMD GPU? No, you currently cannot mine on video mine on an AMD graphics card. And I believe the main reason was the CTO, one of the core developers, had mentioned they benchmarked using AMD GPUs, and it was not good. The transcoding from NVIDIA, I think it's your average NVIDIA card can do 20 streams, converting 1080p into all these different bit rates, and it can do about 20 streams per GPU. The AMD could do 1 stream, and sometimes could do 2 on the latest of the AMD cards. So it's not really even economically worth it to buy AMDs and have them transcoding, because they just aren't geared that way. So NVIDIA is definitely right down the alley of where the value proposition is, because now your average person who has a gaming computer can delegate their transcoding power with their NVIDIAs and do 20x the work of an AMD, right? So I don't even think it was worth them to even look into AMD transcoding. So they went with NVIDIA. The next question is, what will happen when all the tokens have been minted? Great question. This is from Jake. Jake, good question. The tokens will never all be minted, actually. Livepeer, it is an inflationary token, right? So there's no cap. And the way it works is the inflation is based on the amount of staking participation there is. Right. So right now, the target participation rate for staking is 50%, and we are right around that. Sometimes we dip to 49, sometimes we jump up to 51%. But every day or every round that it's over 50%, it decreases the amount of Livepeer that are going to be minted. And every day that it's below 50%, it increases the percentage. So it kind of has this trailing effect where it goes up or down based on whether we're over or under 50% participation. So and it keeps kind of flip-flopping. So I could expect that you're sitting around, I think, 10 or 11% inflation if it were just to kind of keep flipping up and down equally. So yeah, it just kind of depends. So there is no cap to LPT. The next question is, can this node be run on a laptop GPU? It's an RTX 3060. Yes, absolutely. Actually, the RTX 3060 is a great card, and it's NVIDIA, so it's compatible. And from my experience, just because it's a laptop doesn't seem to make that big of a difference. The motherboard and the the CPU, the processing power in the CPU has very little effect, I think, on the performance of the rig. So I would say that yes, I would put that laptop on for sure and get you some ETH. The next question is, can you make a video on the Chainlink node? Good question. This is from PUBG Bros. You know, I don't really cover a lot of other cryptos in this channel. This is strictly Livepeer related. I am a Livepeer orchestrator. This is Titan Node. You know, we're pretty dedicated to building out this ecosystem. So we don't really deal in other cryptos like other orchestrators or institutions do, right? So a lot of institutions that might be on the Livepeer network also deal in Polygon and Solana and Cardano and Polkadot, and they do all these different staking services. And what I've found is they almost push themselves too thin, where they're trying to get everybody and then they don't quite really jump in or focus on the one, right? And what you'll notice is those institutional guys that are in Livepeer often have poor or no transcoding score. So, and they're not really active in Discord, not really active in Telegram. So Titan Node is strictly Livepeer. We only do that. And because of that, I don't know what to tell you on Chainlink. Full disclaimer, though, I do own some Chainlink, but I don't think I would talk about it. I don't know enough about it. And this channel, like I said, strictly Livepeer. The next question is from Red Knight. Too many large fees. Yes, currently the Ethereum network is blasting out of control. We saw Gwei prices, gas prices hit 4,500 Gwei about a day and a half ago, which is insane. So yes, gas fees are really high. Yes, Livepeer is building solutions for that. No, there's nothing we can do about it today. So yeah, we just got to wait for that. And you know, maybe ETH 2.0 will fix some of these problems. I've heard speculations that it won't. Other chains might help fix these problems, but Livepeer seems to be pretty dedicated to Ethereum or wherever the Web3 movement is going, right? The Web3 movement, I think so far is basically built around Ethereum, but hey, maybe it moves over to a different chain that can better support the Web3 movement, right? So, yeah. The next question comes from CultCat from, I believe this is from Telegram. Hi, hey there, how to buy? Great question. How to buy Livepeer. I actually made a video on how to buy Livepeer in 3 easy steps on Uniswap. You can go check that out in the channel. It's under the how-to video playlist. So you can buy it through Uniswap. Again, fees are kind of high. And Livepeer keeps getting added to more and more exchanges. So, I mean, Binance, Coinbase. Is on Coinbase? Yeah. Binance, Kraken, a lot of these places have it already. So you could just go there and purchase it. And if you don't know how to use Binance or Kraken, there are 1,001 videos on how to do that. So I would go check that out. And the last question is, I have a proposal about creating an Arabic Telegram community for LPT. Who should I PM? Great question. This is a wonderful idea, is having lots of different languages and a global presence with Livepeer. And right now on our Discord, there are lots of different languages. You can check them out, and they have their own little sub-community of maybe some of the ideas or troubleshooting they're having in their own language. So that's on Discord already. If you want to add the Arabic language to the community, I would just hop onto the Discord and you can see in the top right, there is a link to who's the community admin. Just get them to add the language. I'm sure they would. Yeah, so just do that. As for Telegram is not that active. I find it's a lot about talking of price, and there seems to be more spam in it. So Discord's definitely the better place to go. But as for an Arabic Telegram, there's not any other Livepeer languages on Telegram, right? It's just one Telegram, and everyone tends to just speak in a language that they prefer on the Telegram, and if there's other people involved, they'll reply. So because you can't really separate them easily on Telegram, it has to be a whole different channel, and there's only one official Telegram channel for Livepeer. So yeah, I would just join the Discord, jump into that conversation, and ask the admins to add Arabic to it. So, but yeah, that concludes the end of this video. I mean, if you have any other questions, go ahead and throw them into the comment section. I would be happy to review them or answer any questions they have. If you're looking to delegate your tokens, of course, you can delegate to TitanNode or any other high-performing orchestrator that's out there. Go check it out. The Performance tab on the Livepeer Explorer will show you that. Please give a like, subscribe, and share with anyone that might be interested in Livepeer. If you're interested in starting up an orchestrator node, go check out the videos I have there. And yeah. There's also one person in chat that I will say hello to, and that is Sujith, how do you say, Dabuka? I see Titan Node 2 on Livepeer Orchestrator. Is this yours? Yes, it is. Titan Node 2 is a test node for the Titan Node kind of performance board, right? So Titan Node 1 obviously is the main node where all the stake is delegated and where we promote things. Titan Node 2, we are experimenting with like geolocating DNS servers, so we can have places where we have transcoding nodes around the world. But to do that, you need real-time action on whether it works. So Titan Node 2 is built for that reason. And you can see that it does well on the performance board. We'll get it up there, and then we'll switch it over to Titan Node 1. So it's just a place to test things and try things out. So, but yeah, that's Titan Node 2. And yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching, and have yourself a great day. And as always, happy transcoding.